the old bringing onto the beanbag. That can mean only one thing. We're at the library? I don't know what the hell that is. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Roach and Brianna Buckmaster.
Girls, what you gonna do?
Oh God, that was fast.
What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Lawsuit, lawsuit.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they sling a bing bang?
What would be on the gag reel of your life? This is for both of you.
What wouldn't be on the gag reel? Something that happened by accident off. Kim has an answer. Thank you.
Okay, so here's Brianna and I in England. Brianna's outside a building. I'm inside a building. Stand up. You have to do your part.
I forgot about this.
Stand up. You have to play your part. Stand up. It's a circle door. It was a circle-y door, or was it just a regular door? I don't remember. All I know is this was me. Why weren't you filming that?
I thought she was doing a bit. It was so perfect. Like, I'd never seen anybody do that not in the movies.
Hi, my question's for Kim. So,
I'll answer it.
Yep.
Unless
Okay.
it's a sad question. Is it sad?
No, it's not sad, I promise.
Okay.
I watched Supernatural and The Sweet Life at the same time when I was a kid. So, I wanted to know, like, the similarities between working with Jensen and Jared and Dylan and Cole.
Well, so Dylan and Cole, those two jokesters. I mean, every day I would come to set, Dylan would smack my butt, Cole would hand me a beer, they'd say some hilarious joke, we'd laugh and laugh, and then it was time to get down to work. So you can see the similarities between Jared and Jensen there, right? So Dylan, he's the brunette.
They're both blonde.
He's a blonde. He is so blonde. Cole as well, because they're identical twins.
They're twins.
They were always forgetting their lines. And so when they would forget their lines, they would go, "Hey, Kim, what's my line?" And my response would be, "Learn your lines." So, I mean, there was one instance it got really tense between Dylan and I, and they had to separate us. They had to bring in some lawyers. It was hard. It was really hard for a while. So then when I got to working with Jared and Jensen, he's the ass smacker.
Jensen ass smackerackles.
Hi.
Hi.
So I was just wondering, so in the show, Donna's first episode, she deals with a lot of weight issues and dealing with the social constructs that the world puts on females. And I was wondering what your advice is to young girls who struggle with eating disorders or anything that has to do with body dysmorphia and what people say to them.
So what I love about the world right now is there are so many, the landscape is changing. Have we noticed that? In media, in Instagram, influencers, everywhere. I also have found people in media who I can relate to, and not only relate to, but also be inspired by because of the way they own their body. Listen, I don't think that people who are overweight are the only ones that have problems with the way they look. But what I think that we need to do, and this is what I do on a regular basis, is that I practice. I practice kindness to myself, and that kindness is not only verbal, but it's also active. So I treat myself nicely with good food, by surrounding myself with people who make me feel good about myself, by creating boundaries for people who are not bad, but just don't make me feel good about myself. I exercise. All of these things are not so that I look a certain way, they're so I feel a certain way. Because I don't think that the feeling of body confidence looks one shape. So my recommendation has been and will continue to be is look in the mirror and use your name and tell yourself that you love yourself over and over and over. And I know that's hard, and I know that that's uncomfortable, and I know that you might not believe it at first, but eventually you will believe it. And instead of looking at your body and pointing to the things that you don't like about yourself, look at the things you do like about yourself. Everybody has something. Or if you don't, look at something that somebody has said that they like about you. Like, I think that you have a beautiful smile. And I can see it right now, just barely because these lights are bright. So take that and use that every day. The reality is, nobody is always going to be happy with the way you look. That's an inside job, right? So it's up to you to look at yourself and go, this is me, this is my meat suit for literally ever, and you gotta make peace with it, okay? I can stand here all day and tell you how beautiful you all are, and it won't make a lick of difference unless you tell yourself. Self-love literally is inside job, and you got to do it yourself. I'm here to help you, but I can't do it for you, right? Yeah.
My question is for Jeffrey. I was wondering how the costume happened. Like, did they tell you, hey, you're gonna dress like the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, or?
Colonel Sanders.
I don't see the resemblance.
He's a colonel, and give him the respect that he deserves.
Like, what was
I
your
don't see it.
reaction to that?
I liked it. I mean, it was already written that he wore a white suit, and I made a horrible mistake, though.
What'd you do?
I chose comfort over style with those shoes. After the first episode, though, the first suit that they had me in it was kind of an ill-fit suit. And I was like, all right, come on, if we're gonna do this, let's do this. And so they came in and they tailored it out. And they really made it sharp and looking good. And I like a good suit. I like a good fitting suit. Who doesn't?
Right?
But the shoes.
Monsters.
I hate when my suit fits.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Right.
Oh, I can
When
move.
it form-fitting and makes you like
Gross.
But yeah. So that was. Yeah,
I got to
liked it.
pick out they put me in a room and they gave me choice. Like, this is not.
What?
Yeah, they literally. I showed up on a Friday, not shooting till Monday, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I remember being left alone in a room. They're like, we'll give you some time with these choices.
Same. They're
Is
like,
that true?
This white suit, this white suit, this one. How's this one?
This
Or
one's
this one?
cream. This is a bone
bit
white.
off
Just
white.
white.
Yeah. No, I had all these kimonos. Pick your favorite kimono. Here is a tray of jewelry. I chose ear cuffs.
Apparently by season 8, they were like, here, this is what you're wearing. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Just take it. Deal with it.
Yep.
Hello.
Hi. My question is, if Thanos' snap affected our universe,
That's me as Thanos. It's like, oh God.
Jerk
People disappear.
Thanos.
Yeah, old jerk Thanos. There's the spinoff. It writes itself.
which one of you three would be most likely to turn into dust?
I mean, it's the roll of a three-sided die, isn't it? It's not based on anything. I think.
Kind of already ashes at this point. So.
Yeah. We're all dust, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
I
have no
close
idea.
my eyes, only for a moment. Then the moment's gone. Slips away. All we do.
Yep. That's the real answer.
The dinner scene? Were you doing the classic act behind, like back scene actor, elephants and watermelons, or was it Sam, Jeff, Jared, and Jensen talking? Because we didn't hear any dialogue. I don't know if you know that or not.
When
Yeah.
it was the MOS and we were just talking?
Yeah.
Oh God, we were talking.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, jokes. And in fact, after Bob Singer, the director, he's like, he just laugh and tell jokes, and we were throwing food, and he's like, okay, so we want to move past to grateful and enjoy our dinner. It's not suddenly a food fight, and maybe it's not raucous laughter. We can just tone it down a little bit, but we were just laughing. I mean,
if you had any say-so, and you should as a woman of power, how else would you have had Mary, last night?
kick the bucket?
Yeah. And would you have changed the scene that we all saw with the boys, and would you want more closure for them, or?
Well, of course, but I thought about this because when they told me I was going to die, I was like, please don't let me die from like a werewolf or something lame. Like, you can't beat an Nephilim. I was like, well, it's fair, I like that she didn't die fighting. Like, she was fighting for her kid. She mommed herself to death is what happened. Right? And I can respect that. She was like, this guy could blow me up in any second, but I'm still gonna fight for him because he's having a problem. So we all want closure, but I feel like luckily they scripted it in there. But yeah, of course, I think this might be hard for her kids. Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with a lasso, right? Down, down, and I want you to sing it as well. What do you mean? Oh, I believe in miracles. Yes, come on, sir. I can see you standing there. Where are you from? You got to like lasso people in, and then you give me your John Travolta. I believe in miracles. Come on. Since you came along, and then we just give it, you sexy thing. And that's it. So it's very simple, so you got to do it with a lot of style, especially if you're wearing a baseball cap. I can see you all. I'll see you if you don't do it. So we're gonna have one practice, and then we're gonna film it. Ready? Okay. Go. I believe in miracles. Let me hear you. Louder. Since you came along, you sex. Louder. I believe in miracles. You look good. Since you came along, you ready? You sex Yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect. But here's the thing, like, it's really windy in Chicago, and I noticed in the streets, everyone's like, everyone talks really loud over the wind, and you're singing so quietly. So I'm not having it. Are you ready? Hello, Chicago. Okay, when you're ready. When you're ready. Go. Here it goes. Where are you from? You sexy thing. And John Travolta. I believe in miracles. Since you came along. And thrust. Yeah!
If you could be any character in the show, who would you be?
Rowena.
No, beside yourself.
I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to play Michael for a minute. And I was really excited that I got to how do you feel? I'm going to give you a wristband. No. You know what? I'm going to give you this to protect your hairdo in the shower.
Okay. Well,
An
thank
actual
you, guys.
practical gift.
Yeah, thank you.
Doing better than my average Sunday. So what other character? What would you like to see me do?
What?
What would you like to see me do? What other character?
That's kind of hard.
I know! That's why I'm stalling on answering it and throwing it back at you. You see how hard it is?
Maybe Mary, just because like you do have some sort of connection with Sam in one of the episodes, so I mean that could be one. Yeah.
I like that idea. I like that. I love doing Michael. I love doing that. I wish I'd got to do it for longer. It's always fun to play more of a baddie or a different baddie. I think Misha answered this question in a panel, and I still can't work it out. You'll be able to work it out more than me. His answer was something like, he would like to be possessed by Rowena. So would that mean it would look like Misha, but come out like me? Is that what that means? So like a bit of eyeshadow, a funny accent, and like quite snarky, but look like Misha. That's what would happen. So I'm not going to answer that question for myself. I just want to see Misha possessed as Rowena. That's my answer. Can that be my answer?
Yep, sure, whatever you want.
Thank you for your question. Thank you.
From my perspective, your character, Rowena, is more of a cross between like Tinkerbell and the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
So where
That's a good
did
analogy.
you get your inspiration from for that character?
Oh, thank you for your question. I gave my last one away, otherwise I would. When I got the audition sides, I did that thing. I don't know if you do the same thing when you read a book. You turn to the last page, and I read the last line, which was, "Now do you understand why it breaks my heart to see what a colossal pussy you've become?" And I was like, there's the character right there. How fun. And then when it came to actually shooting that, you're not allowed to say that word on American television at 8 o'clock at night. So I improvised numbnut, which I do have a fondness for calling Mark Sheppard numbnut to his face often. But anyway, it was in the writing. It was so in there. And then in the first audition, Eugenie and Brad, who wrote the first episode really for Rowena, I was having some real moments as Rowena, and they were like, she's having more fun than that. And I thought, that's the key. Like, whatever it is she's doing, she's really enjoying it. She's not killing somebody to get, she's enjoying killing them. At the same time, she's enjoying life. And then, I think I said this yesterday in my panel, and I mean this, when I used to be telling Crowley off, Fergus off, and I thought I wanted it, I was wondering if I was going far enough or if it was too far. I used to think, what would Fiona do? That's my mum. She ran the biggest high school in her region in Scotland. So when I was ever being really, really strict, or really telling him off about the first blade, or whatever, I would think of my mum. In a good way. In a really authoritative way. Thank you for your question.
Who's your favorite person on Supernatural?
My favorite person?
Besides yourself.
You mean character or person? Person. Mike, who does craft services, who makes his tea all day. He's pretty awesome. And, sir, I'm going to give you a pencil to do your homework with. Does that sound good? Thank you for your question. Thank you.
There she goes, helping a young boy break into thievery at a young age. How was it? Has it been great, Ruth? Outstanding.
They did a little dance in the middle. They got up and boogied, and it was
You
funny.
did?
Yeah. They shook their tushes for me.
Exercise is so important.
We got our steps in.
Thank you for keeping them nimble. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Connell.